Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020-21 Everton Football Club Awards evening. Now, as with just about everything at the moment, we can't do this in the traditional manner, but we certainly make the best of it and I'm sure you will enjoy the show. Now, you don't need me to tell you that we are in the company of an Everton legend for this evening's awards show. Two, actually, if we count Nozzy. How are you,
Darren?
How are you, Leon?
I'm good, thank you, yeah. Great to be here, great to still be a part of this kind of occasion. As you said, it's a bit different in the current climate, everything, and we're all having to adjust, but it's great to see that we can still honour the players and people within and around the club that have done so well this season.
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster this season, no two ways about it. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but going into the final fixture of the season, still technically in with a chance of qualifying for Europe, for me, makes it a fairly decent season.
Yeah, of course, it's a good season. It's, as you said, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. We've had some remarkable highs. We've had some real poor lows where we've expected more. But, it's been a much improved season. We've had a lot of hope. We've had some wonderful players to watch that have been brought into the club. That remarkable opening game of the season at Tottenham with that wonderful Dominic goal really did set the season in motion, and it's been an incredible ride.
One of the highlights off the pitch has been the new stadium. The new stadium has got the go-ahead. It wasn't called in by the government, so pretty exciting times ahead on that front.
Yes, very much so. Look forward to that. Looking forward to putting the spade in the ground and digging up the first bit of turf and seeing that progress over the next few seasons, because it's an exciting project. It's an exciting proposition to have a new stadium. We're all excited. The pictures look absolutely remarkable of what we could expect when the stadium's done. So, yeah, another exciting moment for us.
Not many people played at Goodison Park more than you. Have you allowed yourself to think about the last game at Goodison Park?
No, not yet.
Don't blame me.
It's got an incredible history, Goodison Park. You know, when I was growing up and had desire to play there, it was knowing the history that came before me, knowing that the 1966 World Cup had been there, those even before that, and Dixie Dean, and there's teams from the 70s and 80s, incredible players played on that pitch. But it will be sad when the moment comes that we have to leave Goodison Park, but I think it'll help us progress.
There's history in every brick, isn't there? By the way, this evening we are revealing the winners of our football awards. The other categories that we normally announce, such as the Chairman's Blueblood Award, the Everton Giant and the People's Club Award, will be announced at an event at a later date, which will also give us the opportunity to acknowledge the winners of last year's awards who didn't have the chance to pick up their trophies because of the pandemic.
Well, as you can see, we've got our Evertonian fan wall in place behind us, and as we progress through the evening, we'll have some of our wonderful supporters helping us with one or two of the announcements.
But let's begin with a look back at what's been an unprecedented, quite unique season of football on and off the pitch. Certainly one that we hope we'll never see again, but certainly one that's given us plenty of reasons to be positive.
I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on. 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 Keep the flame on.
there have been plenty of highlights along the way for all our teams, and I include, Leon, our Everton in the Community team, who once again have led from the front.
Yeah, as we've just come to expect now, an exceptional season for them, an exceptional response to the pandemic as it was, to bring out the food banks, to make sure that nobody was struggling in these times, to mobilise in the way they did, to get the squad, the first team squad involved, Carlo Ancelotti himself, and to drive it forward in the way that they did. It was remarkable from Everton in the Community, but just what we've come to expect from them. Absolutely,
they are the world's leading sports charity, aren't they? And we mentioned there before about the excitement of the new stadium. Just as important will be what's left behind, the Goodison Park legacy. We're going to leave the Goodison Park footprint in the Walton area, and it will be of so much benefit to the community.
Absolutely. It will be strange to not have Goodison Park, the stadium, stood loud and big and proud as it has done for so long. But as you said, we'll leave a legacy behind. There'll be community things in place to make sure that it's still a monument moving forward. It's still a part of the community as time progresses and we move to the different stadium. Well, time to kick off then on our first award of the evening, and it's the goal of the season, sponsored by Davanti. This one voted for by the fans, who had some crackers to pick from our men's, women's and under-18 sides. So let's have a look at the contenders, and then let Davanti's Sean Maddox will reveal the winner.
Did well there to turn away from through to Dominic Calvert-lewin, who scored. Brilliant. Well, it's becoming a wonderful habit. Dominic Calvert-lewin is at it again. Everton a precious lead with just over 10 minutes and a 90 to play. There's the switch for Luther Dean, there's the touch for James Rodriguez. Coming by Calvert-lewin. No, back with Rodriguez though. Gets a shot away brilliantly and Everton are in front. It's the first shot on target in the game and Everton lead. James Rodriguez with his right boot. Just behind him is Richarlison. Everton in front inside 3 minutes. Everton lead at Anfield. James Rodriguez sets up Richarlison. Bang! Thank you very much. 1-0 Everton.
Some pressure onto themselves. Sorensen couldn't find McGill. Now McGill tries it again. Oh, what a goal from Simone McGill. What a strike! Everton have their fourth.
There's been some great goals to choose from this season, as that list proves. But the winner produced something that Evertonians celebrate like nothing else. A winner at Anfield. The Davanti Tyres goal of the season goes to Richarlison for that goal against Liverpool.
James Rodriguez to play just behind him is Richarlison. Everton in front inside 3 minutes. Everton lead at Anfield. James Rodriguez sets up Richarlison. Bang! Thank you very much. 1-0 Everton.
Fala, torcedor dos Blues. Estou muito feliz de estar ganhando esse prêmio, esse troféu aqui. Significa muito para mim e para o nosso torcedor também. Então, só tenho a agradecer a vocês por ter votado. Sei que foi um gol muito especial, por tanto tempo que a gente não ganhava lá dentro do Anfield. Então, fico muito feliz e quero agradecer a cada um de vocês. Sei que esse foi um dos objetivos que eu queria ter alcançado na temporada. Sei que também poderia ter conquistado mais coisas, mas eu fico muito feliz pela confiança e ter votado no meu gol da temporada.
Well done, Richarlison. He hides his feelings very well, but I'm sure he's delighted, Ozzy.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. I can speak from experience. When I won this award myself back in 2011, I was absolutely delighted to have won the award. Scoring the goal's one thing, but to be rewarded for it's something special.
How did I know you were going to mention that goal against Larissa? I just knew you were going to mention that goal against Larissa. I'll tell you how confident I was that you were going to mention the goal against Larissa. It's in the running order.
Nice move by Baines, who plays it in. Back heel towards Osman on the right foot. What a goal! What a fantastic goal by Everton!
If there's such a thing as a perfect goal, though, in all seriousness, that was it, wasn't it? Everything about it.
It was a good move. It was a good goal. I managed to finish it well, but you know, I think I'd swap that all for the goal that won it this year. The goal at Anfield. You know, to score that winning goal, that goes down in history. It was a terrific finish by Richarlison, but it was made by James Rodriguez in that moment when they needed just a bit of composure to bring the ball down. Whether it's 3 minutes into the game or 87 minutes into the game, he does have incredible composure about his game, and to bring it down, have the calmness, the assuredness to play that pass. It was weighted perfectly for Richarlison to go on and score the winner, and it was a great moment for all of us, wasn't it?
The timing was perfect as well, wasn't it? To score at Anfield, where we hadn't won for so long, after just 3 minutes, it really did put the platform up for a great night.
It did, and it was one that, you know, right from the first whistle, there was a real confidence about us as a team. We went there expecting to come away with the victory. The team setup was magnificent. The way Carlo set his team out with Seamus Coleman playing to nullify their threats from their attacking fullbacks, and it gave us spaces in different areas of the field and fully took advantage of it. 2 goals we got on the night, and you know, potentially we could have had a bigger margin.
It's right and proper, isn't it, that a winning goal at Anfield wins our goal of the season, but there are some unlucky people there because there were some belters.
Oh, absolutely. Small McGill in particular, Tom Cannon. I mean, what a goal that was for the young man on the sidewind and volley into the far top corner. So, you know, we've seen some remarkable goals this season, but there was only really going to be one winner considering everything that came with it.
Absolutely. Well done indeed to Richarlison. It was a night to remember. Let's move on now to our next award, where we reveal our latest Fan of the Year. Now, there are clearly thousands and thousands of potential winners for this one, which has ever made it an extremely difficult process for our fans forum to pick a winner from all our noteworthy nominations. After much thought, here's our fans forum chairperson, Jazz Ball, to introduce our Fan of the Year.
Once again, the Everton Fans Forum have been given the tough job of selecting our Fan of the Year. In a year when so many Evertonians have gone above and beyond, it's been amazing seeing what members of the fan base have done to help others. It's been an extremely hard decision, but I'm delighted to say that the winner this year is someone who's overcome adversity to help others. Not only a top blue, but a brilliant person too.
Thank you to all the coaches and everybody. Don't know how many times I'm going to do it. Thank you.
Meet Joe Moore, a massive Evertonian who has gone above and beyond to help make a difference to people's lives in what has been a difficult year for everyone.
Joe, how do you feel about me being a part of your journey?
Fantastic.
Why is that?
He's special.
I'm special, you're special. Why did you say that anyway?
You're like my rock to me.
Am I? You're like my rock to me, you know, to be fair.
Despite suffering with anxiety and agoraphobia, Joe has overcome many obstacles to raise nearly £20,000 for Alder Hey Children's Hospital and Joe's Special Needs Club. Determined to support vulnerable adults and children, the Passionate Blue has taken on a series of fundraising challenges and aims to walk both of the Welsh Hills, Mulfamai and Snowdon, to keep helping those in need.
I want to carry on, mate.
Do you want to rest?
No. I have a rest at the top.
Okay, okay. It's steep though.
I'll be alright. I get there.
I know you will.
Hailed as an inspiration by many fans who nominated him for this award, Joe has been another proud ambassador for Everton, and all while fundraising with a smile on his face and flying the flag for the Blues. So who better to present Joe as our 2020-2021 Fan of the Year than another staunch Evertonian, our assistant manager, Duncan Ferguson.
Hello Joe, it's Duncan Ferguson here from Everton Football Club. Congratulations son, and you've won Fan of the Year. What an incredible achievement. All that money you raised for charity, of course you raised all that money for Alder Hey as well. What an unbelievable achievement son. We're also proud of you at Everton. We'd like to thank you for all your support and all your hard work. God bless mate, take care for Big Dunk.
Well, I'm delighted to say that we can be joined right now by our winner, Joe Moore, who was with the proudest Evertonian brother on the planet tonight in Billy. Huge congrats to you both. What does this mean to the family, Billy?
I'm just overwhelmed. I feel as upset as Joe, to be fair. Do you want to say something?
I want to thank you to everybody.
It's absolutely fantastic. You're a very worthy winner. Joe, you're not the first person Leon Osman has made cry, by the way. I've seen all the stuff on social media, Billy. How important has that been?
Yeah, overwhelmed.
How important has the social media stuff been, Billy?
It's been important for years.
Well, it looks like we've got a little bit of connectivity issues there with Billy and Joe. We'll try and get them back on. We do need to speak to Billy and Joe. Fabulous stuff. Well done indeed to Joe. And congratulations to Billy as well, who was a hugely pivotal part of the story. OK, on to our next award. And to announce the category, we've got Molly, a member of the Everton Women's Pan Disability team. She's wearing the third kit that she helped promote for our kit launch last summer with other members of our disability teams.
Willie Kirk's women's team continue to progress. Here's a review of their campaign before we find out the team's young player of the season.
It's been another season of progression for Everton women. The team really hit the ground running when the Women's Super League kicked off in September, 7 months after the previous campaign had been curtailed. Early form was terrific. 5 wins on the spin, including an FA Cup success against Chelsea at Goodison Park and a 6-0 WSL thrashing of Aston Villa. The FA Cup was, of course, technically last season's competition, and Everton went all the way to Wembley to face Manchester City in the final. It wasn't to be, but the girls did the club so proud on the day. Blues manager Willie Kirk knows that the top 4 is going to be a tough nut to crack, but his players have shown often enough that they can go toe-to-toe with the best that WSL can offer. And the Continental Cup victory against Liverpool at Walton Hall Park was yet another highlight. International stars like Hayley Raso and Alicia Lehman have added sparkle to an already strong squad. The return of the legendary Jill Scott has injected a wealth of club and international experience, and youngsters like Poppy Pattinson and Grace Clinton are making rapid strides. Everton finished 5th in the WSL, and the future is undoubtedly bright for the women of Walton Hall Park.
Delighted to announce this season's Everton Women's Young Player of the Season. A player who's in her first full season at the club. She's had a fantastic year with us, picking up some really important personal accolades along the way, the player of the match in the FA Cup final and her first England senior cap. Very happy to say that the Young Player of the Season is Sandy McKeever.
Yeah, just a big thank you to all the staff and teammates, especially everyone who's played in the back line this season. They make mine, Tinny's life a lot less stressful. So yeah, big thank you to them.
Well done indeed to Sandy McKeever. The basis, Ozzy, of any good team, any team that wants to be successful, is a good goalkeeper, and we've got one there.
Yes, absolutely. A good one, an up-and-coming one still. She's still only a young player, already has an England cap. Hopefully there's a lot more. And the goalkeeper is the base of any team. You know, you don't necessarily build your team around a goalkeeper, but they are one of the most important pieces on the field. And Willie Kirk's building a very good team. Megan Finnegan, Poppy Pattinson, also young players. The acquisition of Hayley Razzo, the Australian. The team is moving forward nicely.
It would be nice, wouldn't it, to have England #1 double, Jordan Pickford in the men's team and Sandy McKeever in the women's.
Wouldn't it just? And they're going the right way about it. You know, as I just said, Sandy's already got an England cap now. The aim is to get more, to keep on progressing, to really fight to make that jersey her own. Jordan seems to have already done that. He's got the jersey. It's up to him now to keep hold of it, but he's doing a very good job at the moment.
The challenge for Sandy is to keep progressing. The challenge for the Everton women's team is to keep progressing, which they have done under Willie Kirk. It's been a terrific season, and they've got to keep progressing, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got a good mixture of youth and experience. I've named some of them so far. Just got to keep moving in the right direction, keep improving season on season. It won't be easy to break into the top 4, but you know that's the aim as next season begins.
Absolutely. Well done indeed to Sandy, and thanks again to Molly, by the way. Molly did terrific there, didn't she? Now, as we acknowledge all our winners this evening, we are also remembering those who we have lost during the season. As the great Alan Ball famously said, once Everton Football Club touches you, nothing is ever the same again. And these people, for sure, will never be forgotten.
It's now time to look at the young talent knocking on the door to get into Carlo Ancelotti's first team squad as we review Everton's Under-23s season. Very much a campaign of consolidation for David Unsworth's very young squad, and they've given us plenty to enjoy along the way.
As usual, the Everton Under-23 players have given us plenty to enjoy throughout the course of this season. The young players have picked up some hugely impressive results, and David Unsworth and his staff have done a superb job with, at times, a very youthful squad of players. The 3-0 win against Leicester City in mid-September was followed a week later by a 4-1 thrashing of Derby County. Then there was the 2-0 win against Chelsea in November, another 4 goals past Leicester in the new year, a February victory against Manchester United, and a 5-0 mauling of Southampton at St Mary's a few weeks ago, before the season concluded with another comprehensive demolition of the Saints at Southport. The departure of Ellis Sims on loan to Blackpool left a vacancy for a goal scorer, and Nathan Broadhead stepped up to the plate perfectly, finding the net with such regularity that he overhauled Sims' tally to top the chart himself. Broadhead was rewarded with a Premier League run-out, and there was also first-team experience for Tyler Onyango and Thierry Small. If under-23 football is all about development, then Everton are certainly delivering. Kyle John, Reece Welsh, Isaac Price, Harry Tyra and Ryan Astley have all been on Carlo Ancelotti's substitute bench this season. It's been a good campaign for the 23s, with the rich promise of so much more to come.
Well, as always, Darren, we've got some good young players at the club.
Some fabulous young players. I speak to Dave Unsworth about this regularly. He expected this to be a season of transition for his young players, because the team that won the title a couple of years ago, they've moved on. They're either in our first team squad or they've moved on elsewhere. He's got a very, very young squad of players at the moment, really young squad of players, probably the youngest squad he's ever had. So they've done well this season. They've just stabilised. It's a season of transition, as I say, but so exciting for next season.
We sent a lot of players on loan. Any of those stood up and took your notice?
You've got to mention Ellis Sims, haven't you? Ellis Sims has gone to Blackpool and he's given them a real chance of reaching the playoff final. He scored a couple of goals in the playoff semi-final. He's a natural-born goal scorer, Ellis Sims. He's one of those players. I've covered an awful lot of under-23 football in the last couple of years, and he's one of those players that when he gets an opportunity, you don't expect him to miss. You know, a Yakubu type player. You never expected the Yak to miss, and you know as well as anybody, going out on loan at this age, at this stage in his development, will do him the world of good, I would imagine, on and off the pitch.
And plenty of positives, as I say, for David Unsworth and his squad going into next season. But who has been named the Under-23 Player of the Season, an award won last year by Anthony Gordon. Here's Unzi himself to reveal the choice of himself and his coaching staff.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. We've had a decent season this year at the Under-23s. Some fantastic performances, great consistent performances, some big results against some really, really good teams this year. It's the youngest team we've probably ever had out over the course of the season. And it's with great pleasure that I can announce that this year's Everton's Under-23 Player of the Season is Ryan Astley. Ryan has been our captain at times. He has been the most consistent, outstanding player over the course of the season, culminating in some, again, outstanding performances against some top teams. He's been a pleasure to work with. He is the consummate professional. He is outstanding every day, and he's a pleasure to work with. So on behalf of everybody in the academy, all the Under-23 staff, Ryan Astley, this is for you. Congratulations.
I want to thank the staff, the players for this award. It really means a lot to me. I've really enjoyed this season. It's been quite a long one, but enjoyable, definitely. So I'd like to say thank you, and I'm really happy to be awarded this. Thank you.
Another player who hides his feelings very well, Ryan Astley. I'm sure he's absolutely delighted. And for me, Ozzy, Ryan's got that attribute that is occasionally quite rare in a young player, of consistency.
Yes, definitely. And he's had that since I saw him when he was an under-15 player. Progressed nicely, always learning, always wanting to improve himself. And it's no surprise to having seen him progress, because managers trust consistency. If you can show that this is what I'm going to give you week in, week out, there's nothing hidden. If you've got a certain level of performance, which he has, as I say, managers will trust you. So he's got himself into a wonderful position. Next step is to break into the first team, play a game, play 5 games, play 10 games, and move from there. But with his attitude, he's certainly going in the right direction.
Yeah, of course, you came into Finch Farm and coached some of these young boys a couple of years ago. How much personal satisfaction do you get from seeing a young boy like Ryan, who, as you say, wanted to improve, wanted to listen, wanted to learn, moving forward in the right direction?
It's great to see. I can't take much credit myself, the coaching staff. This coaching staff within the club, deserve a lot of credit. The young players themselves, not just Ryan, those in and around, and all of those players that are working as hard as they are. They're studying, they're learning, their attitude is spot on. The coaches are guiding them in that way. It's terrific. So credits where credit's due, that we're still trying to turn out players and getting them to the first team.
Well done indeed to Ryan Astley. He's a great lad as well, by the way. OK, we're midway through our awards now, and don't forget that the other categories which normally feature in our end-of-season awards, including our next Everton Giants, the Chairman's Blueblood Award and the latest recipient of the People's Club Award, will be announced at a special event at a later date.
Moving on now to our first award of the evening for Carlo Ancelotti's team. It is the Players' Player of the Season. Here to tell us more is an Evertonian called Matthew Kitchen, who has helped provide one of the highlights of the season when the song Spirit of the Blues was propelled to the top of the iTunes charts.
All members of the men's playing squad cast their vote for this one, and we got the lot of them together at USM Finch Farm, where Captain Seamus Coleman revealed the winner.
So over the last couple of days, we've all been having a vote for Players' Player of the Season. The votes were very tight, but I'd like to congratulate and say well done to Dominic Calvert-lewin on winning Players' Player of the Season. Well done, Dom. Cheers, lad. Well done. Nice shot, goal.
Dominic Calvert-lewin is on the end of that through ball and puts Everton in front.
Yeah, thank you very much, lads. Obviously, it means a lot this to have the appreciation of my teammates, and thank you very much, lads.
Well done, Dom.
Short and sweet there from Dominic, but I would imagine that that's quite challenging to make a speech when you know all the lads are behind you and you know full well the lads want you to mess it up.
Yeah, it's one thing, as all of those players will be used to now, standing in front of a camera doing an interview after the game or before the game. It's quite another thing stood in front of your contemporaries and, as you said, knowing that they're wanting you to mess up, knowing that it's on the camera, ready to laugh at you. But it's great to see him win the award. It's a great choice. He certainly would have been in my thinking. He's had a wonderful season. He scored some incredible goals, but his all-round game has been great. He's led the line so well for the team.
How much of an influence do you think Carlo and Duncan have had on Dominic's fortunes?
Oh, huge influence. Initially, Duncan himself. You know, when you're a player and somebody turns and says, "You're my man, you're my number 9," which Duncan did at the start of his brief tenure in charge, and suddenly that makes you grow a foot. Your chest comes out. You believe that this guy believes in me. I'm going to be the centre forward. You're no longer worried about making mistakes. You want to go out and show the confidence things you can do, the positive things you can do. He did that for Duncan. Carlo Ancelotti came in and saw the qualities he'd had, gave him little words of advice, as we've seen, this one-touch finish and being in certain positions of the field to finish off moves, and it made him kick on again. And no surprise to see him not only in the England squad, but scoring goals in the England squad, and let's all hope it continues.
It was a brave decision in many eyes when Dominic said to Jimmy Martin, "I want the number 9 jersey." It's a brave decision to ask Jimmy Martin for anything, as we know. But Dominic has really done the number 9, the famous number 9 jersey, justice.
Yeah, and you know, it shows the kind of character he is. First of all, to go and talk to Jimmy, but after that to ask for that number 9 jersey. It's a huge jersey, huge number at our football club. We've had some incredible number 9s down the year. It's the main number at the club. We want to see those players, Dixie Dean, Bob Latchford, Duncan Ferguson, just to name 3. And it's a shirt that comes with a lot of weight. Some can handle it, some can't. Dominic Calvert-lewin at the moment is handling it very well. But it's, as I said, it's not just his goals, it's not just his leap or his attitude. It's his all-round game, and it's easy to play behind that kind of number 9.
Just before we move on, a mention for Matthew Kitchen there, who introduced the award, and he was the inspiration behind Spirit of the Blues, an Everton song that topped the iTunes charts. What about that?
Typical Toffees, isn't it? In times of trouble, we find a way of putting a smile on people's faces, and you know, I think everybody, Evertonians, were delighted with it, but I think fans all across the country, you know, took it in the spirit that it was, and it was a great moment. It was a great idea. And as I said, typically successful move from an Evertonian.
Only Everton could get a song to the top of the iTunes charts that includes the lyrics, "Get your coat on and get moving." Well done to everybody. Now, our new Players Player of the Year, Dominic, joined his teammates Ben Godfrey and Luca Dean to show off our new Hummel away strip, which was unveiled today and will be worn by the players in the final game of the season at Manchester City on Sunday.
Yeah, the strip is based on the kit worn by the Everton side known as the Black Watch in 1881, beg your pardon, and it is now available to pre-order at evertondirect.com. Here's what the new Hummel away kit looks like.
All our Hummel kits, Ozzy, have been hugely popular with the fans, and I really like that one. That's going to fly off the pegs for me.
Yeah, I like it. And I do like it when tradition inspires modern day ideas, when we look back at the past and you know, reimagine what had happened in yesteryear. Can we bring that into the modern ideas for producing kits? And we've seen some really good ones brought back to life. It doesn't work all the time. We can't pretend that it does, but I think this one will be very successful.
One of the banes of my life used to be the new kit photo shoot, trying to get the players to do stuff that they probably didn't want to do, particularly when you were around.
I didn't necessarily not want to do it, Darren. I just enjoyed making it awkward for you and doing that with a smile on my face. The job always got done, but it's great. It's you know, that's what's always been special about our club, the interaction between players and staff, and you know, coach and staff hierarchy that, you know, we've always got on so well. We've always interacted so well, and it's I'm hoping it's continuing at the moment.
They were long afternoons, I can tell you. Right, staying with the men's team, it's time for our next award, which once again was voted for by the Evertonians. Here to tell us more about our Young Player of the Season award is Bridget Bryson from the Atlanta Evertonians. Bridget has worked tirelessly to help the club improve our profile across the Atlantic in the USA.
Last year, this award went to Mason Holgate, and our crop of young talent meant this category was hotly contested again. Here are the contenders.
Well, plenty of young, exciting talent to help the Blues for years to come. But who got your vote? To reveal all, here's a man who was instrumental in bringing our winner to Goodison Park in the first place. Our Director of Football, Marcel Brands.
I'm really happy and proud to announce Young Player of the Year 2021, votes by our fans. It's a player that has had a huge impact from the day he came in. Played on different positions, showed character, showed good quality on all the positions, showed pace. He's a great lad. It took me some tough negotiations to get him in, but I'm really happy to announce the Young Player of the Year, voted by our fans, Ben Godfrey. Congratulations, lad.
Thank you very much.
First year in the club and immediately win this prize.
Yeah, thank you.
Can be proud. It's voted by the fans, so it's really important, but I think you fully deserved it.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's an honour to win Young Player of the Season. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that voted, and there's plenty more hard work and learning to be done.
Outstanding. Ben Godfrey, a worthy winner for you?
Oh, without any shadow of a doubt. Have you ever seen a young player settle into Everton Football Club so quickly? He hit the ground running from as soon as he walked through the door at USM Finch Farm, and our supporters, they loved him earlier this week when they saw him in live action against Wolves. His thunderous challenge on Adama Traore, rather him than me, by the way. But he's just been fantastic, and he's not just rapid. He moves so well. He's a natural athlete, and the best thing you can say about Ben Godfrey, he looks every inch an Everton player.
Definitely. Is he close to the England squad?
I think he must be. You know, Gareth Southgate has been to a lot of our games. He'll have seen Ben Godfrey perform, and Ben's scarcely put a foot wrong since he came into the club. So why not? What do you reckon?
Oh, I think he has to be. I think his performances for us have been incredible. I think you're talking about a squad game where you're probably limited with how many people you can take. That's obvious, and he can play a top standard right the way across the back. He defends really well, no matter where he's been asked to operate this season. His desire, his pace are incredible, and I think he has to go, but I suppose I'm biased.
Aren't we all? Well done indeed to Ben Godfrey. Right, we've got 2 more awards to go this evening, and they've also been chosen by Evertonians. Here's Julie Makin. Julie's the chairperson of the Everton Women's Supporters Club and someone who has done a lot for the women's game, to tell us about our penultimate prize.
We found out the young player of the 2020-21 season, but who's taking the fans' Women's Player of the Season? Here are the nominees.
Run the trap like yeah.
Well, we've already spoken about the amazing strides made by our women's team this season, and 7 players were put forward to make the shortlist for Player of the Season. Izzy Christiansen, Megan Finnegan, Lucy Graham, Sandy McKeever, Hayley Rasso, Nicoline Sorensen and Ingrid Mo Wald.
But there can only be one winner, so who got the nod? Well, I caught up with the Everton women manager Willie Kirk at USM Finch Farm when he handed over the award to our winner.
I'm delighted to announce that Everton Women's Player of the Season, as voted by the supporters this year, is Izzy Christiansen.
Thank you.
Izzy, congratulations. How does that feel? Everton Women Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's obviously a massive privilege coming back to the club, being voted for as the Player of the Season by the supporters is an honour, and I'm really looking forward to having them at Walton Hall Park next season to support us in the flesh instead of on TV this time.
This, of course, is your second spell at Everton. You went away and played elsewhere. You've come back to the football club. Does that make it a little bit more special for you?
It's been really special for me coming back here. I've loved every minute of this season, be the good or the bad times, because I think that it's helped us grow, and I'm really looking forward to what's next for this club and pushing on next season and trying to fulfil our potential as a team. What's been the key to your good form this season, Izzy? I think the management, I think the environment we have has been integral for me as a player to flourish within. It's a really nice, relaxed environment, and our coaching staff, Willie and his team, have been integral to my form, giving me the licence to fulfil what I can do on the field, and I've just loved every minute of it, and we've got a good squad that's growing, and to be a part of that is a real honour. Willie, if I can turn to you, just tell us how influential Izzy Christiansen has been on your side this season.
You know, a massive influence, and obviously it's a supporters award, but you know it would be my award as well. And as a supporter of Izzy, you know, I fully agree with the award. She was brought to the club for a number of reasons. One of them was her ability, you know, to go and play well week in, week out, but also the character and the standards that she brings has been massive for us, and she drives those standards every day on the training pitch for us.
Obviously next season, Willie, you want to raise the bar even higher and continue to progress, and Izzy, I would think, is going to be a crucial part of that.
Well, there was a massive want from me to get her on a new contract, extend that contract, extend her stay here, and you know, she's already at a high level, but we still think there's potential to grow further for Izzy. She wants to continue to grow at this club, and she's going to be really important for us going forward and the future success of this club.
Well done, Izzy. Congratulations once again.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Well done, Izzy.
Thank you.
Another thoroughly deserving winner. Izzy's had a wonderful season, Oz.
Yeah, great to see her back. We know the quality that she had. She's been at some top clubs with Leon that we got her from. Great to see that she wanted to come back and that she's still so committed to the Everton cause. And not only does she have the ability and character, as Willie Kirk said, but she's also able to help the younger players around her as well. And in doing so, her performances have been a top standard and certainly a worthy winner this season.
Absolutely, well done indeed to Izzy Christiansen. Okay, it's time for our final award of the night, the Men's Player of the Season, again chosen by the Evertonians. To introduce this most prestigious award, we needed a true blue great, someone who knows what it's like to win an end-of-season award with Everton. Take it away, our 2020 Fan of the Year, Lewis.
This award has been voted by Evertonians. Last year's winner was Richarlison. Now it's time to find out whose Men's Player of the Season is.
Well done, Lewis. And to reveal our winner, I'm delighted to say we've been joined live by Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo, welcome along. Before you reveal our winner, how do you assess our season?
Until now, I think that it was a good season. Good evening to everyone. It was a good season. We have the final step. It will be a fantastic season if we are able to win the last game. That will be difficult, but I think that we don't have a lot of possibility, but we are going to fight until the last second of the last game of this season.
Carlo, we saw Ben Godfrey earlier pick up an award. How good has Ben been since you brought him to the football club, and has he surprised you?
It was a surprise, honestly. I saw him played in Norwich last season. It was good, but I think he adapted really fast and really quick, and also surprised me the fact that he was able to play without problem in any position at the back, and played right back, he played centre back, he played left back really well when Digne was out. So this season was outstanding, and I think he deserved the credit that the supporter gave to him.
Having no fans inside Goodison clearly made a difference this season, didn't it?
Totally. I think it was completely different atmosphere. It's true that without supporter we had problem at home. It's true also that with opponent supporter we won a lot of game away, but for sure we played 3 games at Goodison Park with 2,000 people and 6,000 people. We won all 3 games, and this means something. They gave a lot of support to the team yesterday, and I think that without the supporter we couldn't win this game. We won this game because they were there to support the team in the difficulties, and we are really pleased for this. So we can say that we don't need to sign new players. I think it's enough to have the supporter at Goodison Park next season.
As you mentioned there, Carlo, we've had some terrific away results this season. I probably can guess the answer to this question, but which away win gave you the most satisfaction?
For you?
Absolutely.
So for the derby, I think that the derby was fantastic. But we played good games with great spirit, great attitude. I think that we can say from this season that we didn't play with a lot of quality. This is true, but the attitude and the sacrifice that the team did was outstanding, because we won really a lot of games against top team. We won against Tottenham away. We won against Liverpool, Leicester, Arsenal. So away we did really well with sacrifice and with strong concentration.
Carlo, the Euros are on this summer. Does that mean there won't be much rest time for yourself?
Can you repeat, please?
So the Euros is on this summer. Will that mean you won't get much time to rest yourself?
No. I'm going to rest watching games. It will be really excited, because I think it's a competition where there is no favorite. I think there are a lot of strong team, a lot of fantastic team, fantastic player. I will be excited to watch the Euro. I hope for Italy, of course, and maybe I propose a final Italy against England at Wembley.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Carlo, there are thousands of Evertonians watching this live at the moment. They would appreciate some expert advice. Who do you think will win the Euros?
They are really difficult to say, because there are fantastic teams with fantastic players. England, the squad of England, I think, is a top squad. France can be favorite. Italy did a good qualification and improved a lot. But I think that as a quality is a little bit less than England and France. We have to consider Spain also. Portugal has a fantastic squad, and so I think it will be really exciting, the Euro.
Well, thanks, Carlo. Time to do the honours then. Who is the 2021 Everton's Player of the Season?
I am pleased to announce and happy to announce that the players voted by our supporter is Dominic Calvert-lewin.
Oh, it's fantastic to welcome along our new Men's Player of the Season, Dominic Calvert-lewin. How does that feel, Dominic?
It's a good feeling. I'm very, proud to receive this award. It's I've worked very hard to get into the position that I'm in at the moment. So it's nice to obviously get that recognition.
Dominic, you started the season really, really well. You've kept it going throughout the season. You've had your best goal-scoring season that you've ever had. What do you put it down to?
I think, obviously, the belief from the boss when he first came in to put his confidence in me, to keep playing well and keep performing and not give me too much to think about other than scoring goals and being in the box. But I also think timing's been key in the age that I am, the experience that I've gathered over the last few seasons in preparing me for this season, really.
Dominic, has it been a season of what if?
Well, not yet, because we still have one game left to play, and it perhaps might be out of our hands, but we have to go and win that game and see where that takes us. But I think you look at our away record, which has been exceptional this season, and our home record perhaps not so good. So there's still obviously room for improvement, but I have belief in what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve, and the ability that we've got in the squad that we can go on to achieve great things.
Carlo, if I can just bring you in again, how good is it for you as a manager to have a regular and a reliable goal scorer in the team?
Of course, it's really important. The striker is the player that finalized the work of all the team. I think that we used a lot Dominic and Richarlison, that are really good strikers, top strikers, young. They can be the future of this club for sure. I think Dominic improved a lot this season compared to last season, that he did well when I arrived here. He is a complete striker because he is tall, good with the head, fast, strong. So he has all the quality to be at the top. I think this season he arrived at the top, but the difficulty are coming for this kind of players, because when you are at the top, everyone asks to you to stay at the top, and the difficulty is there. You can reach the top, but to stay at the top, you have to be stronger, you have to be more focused, you have to be more concentrated, because a lot of players arrive at the top, as Dominic did this season, and I think he deserved the award. But now the next step is to stay at the top, and this will be more difficult. But he has everything to be and to stay at the top long time.
Well, you've had some memorable performances, Dominic, and some memorable games this season. Which one was your highlight?
I think it's hard to put a finger on that on my favourite one, but a goal I enjoyed scoring was the equaliser at Old Trafford. I think because it was so late on in the game, and in the fashion in which we did it, and we worked really hard, to earn that result. The emotion, obviously, of scoring such a last-minute goal. The only thing missing was it was at the away end as well. So if the fans would have been there, that's what I've missed the most this season. Is that raw emotion of celebrating all the goals that I've scored with the fans.
Carlo, we mentioned before the European Championships this summer. Dominic is a certainty, isn't he, to be in Gareth Southgate's squad?
Yes, I think so. He has to be there. There will be a lot of competition in the squad, but I think that with the quality that he has, he can be useful for for the team, for England, because it's true that England has Harry Kane, Sterling, Rashford, fantastic players, but the quality that Dominic has are special, and so I'm sure that he will play a fantastic Euro. I hope he can arrive second position and to lose the final against Italy.
Dom, you've been on the inside of the England squad. How far can they go?
I think for me, when I first joined up for the first camp, I could see straight away the ability and the quality that was in the squad. You know, I've played with a few of the players before in the 21s and stuff like that, but I think it's an exciting time to be a young English player and to be part of that squad. So, you know, I've come a long way. You know, I'm right on time of where I want to be, and I understand that I've got tough competition ahead of me at the moment, but it's something that, you know, I'm looking forward to the challenge, and like the boss says, you know, to continue improving and staying in this position season on season, and that's the challenge, is to keep this high standard, which I always demand of myself, in order to keep improving and pushing to obviously start for England, because when you're a young boy, you don't dream of being on the bench for your country, you dream of starting and playing and scoring goals. So I get asked a lot in the comparison between me and Harry Kane, but you know, I relish the challenge, and it's something that I look forward to, and I'm excited about it.
You mentioned there before, Dom, there have been a lot of highlights for you this season. Chief amongst them, I would imagine, would be your England debut. Can you put into words what it feels like for a young man like yourself, a proud Englishman, to walk out with the England shirt on?
It's hard to put into words. It was a very, very proud moment, but I also tried to take it in, and unfortunately my family weren't there, but I knew how proud they would have been. I knew that my mum would have been crying her eyes out, no doubt. And obviously when I hit the back of the net on my debut, I think you could see in my celebration, it was almost a feeling of relief that everything I'd been working for and putting everything into in dreaming of playing for England since being a young boy, you know, I'd achieved that. And I enjoyed that for a period of time. And for me, it's something that, you know, I want again and again. So I'm as hungry as ever to make sure that continues.
Carlo, here's the big question for you. England v Italy in the late stages of the Euros. England get a penalty. Dominic steps up to take it. Are you wishing him well?
Well, I think it's all season that Dominic asked me to shoot penalties, but he is at the moment in third position in the squad. First is Kirby, second is Richarlison. No, he's a good. I think he's cold penalty, and but I'm going to inform Donnarumma where he should. I know.
I think that's been the boss's plan all season, to not give me penalties, so that when I get one for England against Italy, he's going to think I'm not prepared.
You have to change, for sure.
Dominic, I think the boss would love you to score a penalty against Italy, a consolation goal in a 4-1 defeat, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
You
but
mentioned...
then I'll be banging on his door next season to get myself on penalties.
Just before we let you go, you mentioned before, Dominic, that you're relishing the challenge of fighting with Harry Kane to be England's number 9. What about Dominic Calvert-lewin and Harry Kane playing up top together? Do you think you could play together? It'd be a nightmare for defenders.
I think so. I don't see why not. You know, in a different system. Obviously, England at the moment like to play with one centre forward, so it's a couple of players fighting out for one spot. But you know, he's got great qualities at dropping in and getting on the ball, and I like to stay high and stretching behind. So I think if that was the system, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Gentlemen, thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much
for your time. Carlo, thanks for joining us. Dominic, thanks for joining us. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
A worthy winner, Dominic Calvert-lewin. He's been sensational. As I mentioned there in the interview, Ozzy, he started off well and he's kept it going.
Yeah, at the start of the season, he was getting a few opportunities. We were playing quite open. There was chances for him to score goals, but you still have to put them in the back of the goal. It's not an easy task for anybody to be finishing chances regularly, and he did that. And then when chances and opportunities dried up, he still led the line. He was still scoring goals and taking opportunities. He's been fantastic this season. No surprise to see him win the awards. No surprise to see him get as many goals as he has. I hope he can continue that into the Euros this season, and more importantly, into Everton's season next season.
With regards to next season, have you seen enough from Everton this season to be positive about the next campaign?
Of course. I think I've seen the team progress. I think we've shown different ways of playing, different styles of playing. We've been quite adaptable. As I said, we were quite open at the start of the season, which made for great entertainment. But managers don't like to concede as well as they're scoring goals. So it's no surprise to see the team change and adapt a little bit to make clean sheets a priority. We were very good at that. That made us become a bit more of a transition-styled football team at moments, but we showed we could do that too. I've seen the acquisitions that have been made at times shows, if anyone was in any doubt, which they shouldn't, how good the club are at bringing players in, how good Carlo Ancelotti and Marcel Brands are at spotting talent. So the signs are certainly good.
And that is just about it. Congratulations to all the winners. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget the other categories, as I've mentioned, which normally feature in our end of season awards. The Everton Giants, the Chairman's Blueblood Award, the People's Club Award will be announced at a special event held at a later date.
Well, wherever you've been watching us from around the globe, when you're an Evertonian, the world is a village.
Indeed it is. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company tonight. One game to go. Have a good summer. Until we meet again, it's good night from me.
And a good night from him.
Good night.